Region Lockout refers to anything that is locked by country, region, or many other things. With game consoles such as the NES, Super NES, and virtually all game consoles, including the beginning of the Atari 2600, had forms of region lockout. Although the Atari 2600 didn't have region lockout, PAL games would usually not work on NTSC consoles, and vice versa. With the NES coming internationally in 1985, the 10NES chip was made to prevent any unauthorized access or unauthorized carts from booting into the system. When an unauthorized cart other than a donor cartridge was put into the console, this machine would simply reset. This would also occur with any PAL carts that was inserted into the console. This also was a radical design from the Japanese version. When the European Super NES was launched sometime in around 1992, it used the Japanese design, but used a different lockout chip to prevent Japanese carts from being inserted. Although using virtually the same identical plastic, the North American version also used a different cartridge to prevent Japanese carts and European carts from fitting into the same cartridge slot. Although the Nintendo 64 was uniform in all regions, it still used lockout chips to prevent Japanese carts from booting into North American carts and European carts booting and vice versa. The region lockouts was simplified with NTSC-J, PAL, and many others with the Nintendo GameCube. Nintendo continued to use region lockout chips until the release of the Nintendo Switch in 2017, which point all games now are region-free. Videotape formats also use a form of region lockup, but mainly different types of tapes use different types of color encoding. For analog video, there was no such thing as region lockout other than the fact of color difference. For example, our PAL Betamax would play a tape from France or Germany with no problem, as so long as they were in the PAL standard. However, a tape from North America could also play a Japanese tape due to them using the same NTSC encoding. Therefore, a Laserdisc from Japan could work in a North American player and vice versa. By the time DVD rolled around in 1997, there were 8 regions. Region 1 was mainly North America, United States and Canada, Region 2 was mainly Europe, Region 4 was Oceania, and Region 0 was rarely used at all, mainly used for music videos that were shared nationwide. However, thanks to this, Japan was stuck in Region 2 territory. As such, Japanese imports became very minimal on DVD here in North America. By the time Blu-ray launched in 2006, 3 regions were simplified, meaning that most regions were either put in Region A or B. With this, Region 3 titles became more and more common. However, some titles continued to be Region A locked, either due to distribution differences or down to symbol convenience. However, with Japan being put in the Region A territory similar to that of the United States, Japanese imports continue to become popular among collectors thanks to either exclusive collector's editions and many other things.